Hello, my name is Smith and I would like to share with you how to connect a PyCharm with a Docker container. I did this the last week because I need to execute some code in TensorFlow, actually, the TensorFlow, the deep learning framework, uh, and execute it on my local machine, but I don't have that, so I create a Docker container, download it as a Docker image, and execute it there. I know that I can install on my machine, but I have several Python version here, and also I have some dependencies, some libraries. I create so many virtual environments, and also I don't have many free disk space on my machine. So I create this Docker, and it will be very useful for the people that use Docker in daily work or based in Kubernetes, for example. And that's a very useful tool. So first you need a PyCharm, of course. That's my PyCharm here. My PyCharm is a professional version because I have my account associated with my academic email. So you have some special version like student, academic, staff. So I have 1 year of all the tools provided by JetBrains. So that's very nice. That environment, I like it very much. So also you need the Docker desktop, Docker client. Here I have this version, the Docker desktop community, on my Windows. That's very important to know that this is my version of PyCharm. From till the next year it's available. So it's very important to know that the Windows, in order to install this Docker desktop community, it will be the professional version or enterprise edition version, because the basic one is not able to do that. Oh well, at least I don't know how to do that, but at the moment this video there's no an easy way to do that. So that's important that with your Docker you need to check this this tick here, that is represents or indicates that you need some exposure of a daemon running the Docker in order to connect with the PyCharm. There is other ways to connect PyCharm with your Docker or the other channel to do that, like licensing security, but in that, or certificate security, but in that case I'm using a simple one that is using a port on my machine. So the first step here then is create the project. The project will be a Python project. Let me put this like TensorFlow test. I can select here interpret it. You have a pip conda, or in my case I don't care, just virtual environment and create. Okay, meanwhile I can check my Docker's image on my machine. Previously of this I need to log in to my account on my Docker account. That's very important. And here I'm logging like Smith, that's my name. So to check all my available image, in that case I don't have any image here, let me download just one to see how to do this. Hello world, that's the classic one, is available. Although the image to download using your account are available in the Docker Hub web page. So I can see I have right now one image, is hello world, and Hub Docker, something like that. That appear here is this one. Great. So I have, at this moment I have only one. Let me search for the TensorFlow and download from this page using the pull method that's very similar to the GitHub on all the Git repository. That's the pull command. And well, you can explore here. You are more function to that. Also, you have several tags. The tags represent the version of the image that you will download. In that case, using GPU, using Python 3, using a last nightly version that's very, or using Jupyter. In my case, I'm just using a CPU, not GPU, and maybe Python 3. So this is the pool. Let me select one tag. This one. This one sounds very great. The last version using Python 3. So let's version using Python 3. It will start to download the image and the required files to construct or to download here on my version. Great. Back to the PyCharm. Meanwhile, it's downloading the required file I have in my project. Of course, my project is empty because I don't have anything here. Let me add a first file. The first file to add, it will be a simple one just to start a simple code in TensorFlow. So Python here, the name main. I think that's a good name, a good starting point. Almost I use for almost all my project independently of the programming language. So let me find any code in terms of flow, the hello world, just to test. Here's creating my project. And sorry, but my machine is not very fast. So that looks great, medium. There's a very nice platform to read sometimes and learn from some people that publish all their ideas. There's some Kartik Rao on the past year. So tensor fundamental, tensor, that is a code using tensors and constant copy and paste. Great, that would be nice. It will be wrong only if you have this library, of course, on your machine. Oh, let me print something to have some output, the peaceful output here. Print C, print D. So I save this. Great. The next step is to the setting of the project. Here, access the setting of the project to select which is the environment to this project. So also first we have to add the environment, and after we have to add the configuration. First, the environment. The environment will be the Docker environment that I'm working on, that is still download. Oh no, let me check. Okay, it's download. So if I check my Docker image, it will be two images here, hello world and the TensorFlow. Great, hello world, TensorFlow. Everything is great until now. We select then the project TensorFlow, project interpreter here. Great. There's a list of the available interpreter here. So we have different versions. So let me add a new one. And this is where the Docker is connected. So I need a server of Docker. So I don't have any. So I add a new server of Docker. The server of Docker is here in this address. That's important to get exposure. As I told you, we can use a certificate folder with, you can add other different methods to communicate with the Docker, but this is the more simple one. Also, you can use a Docker machine, but this is the more easy one. So we have to wait to establish the connection. Okay, connection successfully. Very good. The name is Docker. Okay, great. I have a server in Docker, and this is my available image on my Docker. As I show you, the hello world and the TensorFlow. Great. Let me push OK. Good. This is making some connection with this interpreter here. Also, we can check how many containers are running on my machine. For the moment, there's no more containers running, so my 2 image, everything is okay. Just I have to wait a little bit to get in this connection with my interpreter. Okay, after that there is that connection is performed, so we have to choose now will be the configuration to running this code. In Python, on several environments, you can select which is the interpreter to select, for example, using a different version of Python or different configuration for your applications. Well, this is my version. Great. So I select this one, remote Python, TensorFlow. This is all the package installed. All those packages are from the version that I already download. When I did this, there is some special image that appears here. One is the PyCharm helper. Well, the VisiBox, well, maybe VisiBox is installed 2 weeks ago. Well, then maybe it's, but the PyCharm helpers, that's very totally sure that's installed by right now by the PyCharm and the connection with this, and that's very important. Also, the container created is this one using the PyCharm helper. That's the interesting point here. You will have to be very careful in order to delete the container or delete the image, because the connection will be broken if you do something weird with this one. Okay, that's great. I have my interpreted ready. Great. So I have to run this code, but first I need to add a configuration in order to enable this button to run the code. So add a configuration. Let me add this. In this way, let me select Python to run the code with Python. You will select the interpreter, the TensorFlow interpreter that I already add. Working directory will be my directory where I have the code, and the starting point to execute this is my python.py. That's my main file, and this will be, I don't know, docker run maybe. Okay, great. Okay, then I have my configuration already done. Also, let me add another configuration just to check. Other configuration here, also in Python, and call local Python, just to check that is working specifically with my version on my Docker. Okay, I have the configuration, local Python. If I execute this with my local Python, I have to wait here just to show. Okay, it's a shared drive. Well, I share, share it just for now. I am sharing all my disk, my complete disk. That's not a good practice, but just for purpose of this video, that will be enough. I will change later. So this updating some my data with respect with my Docker, my local Docker version. Let me show the terminal console. I have to wait. Sorry, but my machine is not a very fast machine, so it's a regular laptop, but it works. It was very nice for now, so have to wait. Also, that's very important when you are using your container with the Docker and execute here on PyCharm. There's no so fast, because there is, you saw that the connection of the PyCharm is with a port which is listening the container there, so there is a connection, an extra layer of connection, and it will be not fast as you would expect maybe. So that's why there is other techniques to connect them. But you have to know that if you can use a remote container of Docker, that will be very useful. You can state your container, for example, in in an Amazon cloud or in a server of your work on other place that you pay for containers of this on some Kubernetes place where you stay several containers, you can choose which will be your option of this. Okay, we stay waiting for this. Let me check how is the process of the containers that are running right now. See, this is the created using the PyCharm helpers, and there is another one created 3 minutes ago with the tender Leatherberg. I don't know what it means. Oh, I remember when you are using the Dockers maybe is a container ID, but all the time is using a nickname that's more easy to get. In that case is tender Leatherberg, and you can use this one. Also, you can use only the first 2 letters of the container, or 3 letters, or 4 letters, depends of where how lazy are you. Okay, let me Docker image. I have this same image than before, so I'm still waiting here. Oh my god, it's just very slowly. Update the skeleton for docker-tensorflow. Okay, let me pause this and I continue later. Great, then come back. That's I will need to associate my shared drive with the Docker. That's why I was waiting for a long time here, but I appear a window, a small window for enter my login and my password, but this will be in my another desktop, so I will never saw it. So in any case, here's in my local machine I don't have this. I have my local Python, but I have an error here. I have my Docker run version and my local Python. My Docker run version is using the interpreter in my TensorFlow, and my local Python should be my local Python. This is my local Python code. So that's some error that I got. So if I run this, my local Python version, there is some, let me check again, local Python, TensorFlow, let me use, my local environment here is here. My local environment is in TensorFlow test. That's the name of my project. Great, and I run. Great, I have my C code, TensorFlow, virtual environment script, and there's an error because there is no TensorFlow packages on my machine. So if I try to run, this didn't work. Instead, using my Docker version, if I run this, my console is differently. My run console will be appear that connecting some my Docker container. In that case, is running perfectly, and you can saw that my version here is an output of the tensor indicating the type and the shape of each one, also the values of that, the const3, sorry, and the const4. If I can check docker ps, there is a command that it will be executed, that is this command here, and it works very nice. Well, in that case, there's my local Python didn't go more, and I am using my remote Python. Also, you can use, as I mentioned, you can use this container in any place when you have some connection here, and you have to access and setting and configure the type of different dockers. For example, docker is here in building execution deployment, and you can add different dockers here on depending on where is placed the docker machine, maybe in other location different from yours. So there is a very nice way to do that. Of course, there is no perfect. You have, for example, here I think that I I need to reset this to update this flow here on my editor. Also, the debugging is not directly. I think that if I debug this, it didn't work because it's not just to a complete process of the deployment. Oh well, for this time it worked, but sometimes it didn't work because you need all the package installed of your container, for example, for debugging or for try the proper parameter here. So there, if you have in this case, I use a stable version of the TensorFlow downloaded from the Docker Hub webpage, so it works very nice. So well, that's a way, and I thought that it will be not so confusing to do that. Also, let me use another code that in the same page of Medium. That's a more classic one using the sessions on here in TensorFlow. It's almost the same. I always print up a space here running, and the output will be okay. So TensorFlow, and I was not compile using. Okay, there's one of the error that I mentioned before. But it's not an error, it's more than a warning here, but it's about the configuration of the execute my CPU that's running my Docker container, so you have to be careful of that. And as I mentioned before, that's not perfect, but here's the output of the hello world. I don't know people that are saying this, just a text to print, but there is some flaw that will be to solve here, but that's very nice in order if you work with container here. Well, I think that's is everything for this video. I hope that it will be useful for anyone, at least one person. That's achievement accomplished. So thanks for your time, thanks for watching the video. Bye.